Baby back ribs. That's what we're cooking this week. And what do you do if you don't have a fancy pellet cooker or a smoker or even a barbecue? What if you live in an apartment and all you have is one of those little white electric stoves? Or maybe you have a big fancy house and a really boring wife that won't let you get any of that fun stuff. And you want to make ribs using just an oven. Well, I'm Executive Chef James MacInnis, and welcome to my kitchen, where today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious looking rack of baby back ribs.
So starting off with our baby back ribs, which are already considered a tender cut and can be cooked with dry heat, we are going to remove the membrane from the back. This membrane, some people will just score it, but it is better to fully remove it. Sorry about my elbow being in the way, but basically once you get a grip on it, then you just rip it. It just rips off. If you can't get a grip on it, then you can come in with a paring knife to free it, and then you can rip. It doesn't matter if you rip towards you or away from you, whatever works. I was processing 1 case of ribs, which is 13 racks. And I think on this particular one, I got really frustrated because I couldn't find the membrane, and I threw it back into the bin of uncleaned ones just till I saw, I'll save it for last. So anyways, we're processing all of these ribs just by removing their membranes and transferring them from one container to another. Now I've got them all laid out on this baking sheet. I'm putting mustard on them. The mustard will help the spices adhere to the meat better, and mustard is delicious. So I'm putting mustard everywhere. I know I don't normally wear gloves when you see me cooking videos, but it's going to be useful for smearing everything around. I used cumin and chili powder, and now I'm going in with some salt and pepper and some garlic. Then we're going to just rub it all around, and that's why the gloves are useful. Keep your hands clean during the process. And then I have enough stuff on them that I don't have to repeat adding it to the backside. I just have to move it around. Pick up some extra from one in your hand and then smear it on the back of the other one. We're going to be cooking these in a braise. Like I said, we're doing this in an oven. So I'm dicing some onions, not dicing, I'm slicing some onions for my braise. And we're going to put those into, we're going to clean them up off the cutting board with our bench scraper. And now we're going to get ready. We're going to get our full-size hotel pan. I'm going to do half a case in here, so I'm going to make this twice. We're filling it with orange juice. The acid will help break down any connective tissues. We're going to load this up with our ribs. And you could do the same thing for side ribs or St. Louis ribs. You would just cook them a little longer. We're going to smear around the orange juice and onions. Then we're going to wrap it up in some tin foil next. So this is a controversial topic apparently, because I've watched some other videos where people have done similar with a layer of saran wrap in between underneath the tin foil. And you see some comments of people that have never done it before saying, why would you do that? It's going to melt. It doesn't melt and it doesn't drip in. The reason you would do that is the aluminum foil is aluminum and those hotel pans are steel, and you would want to create a barrier when using high acid products like tomato juice. So anyways, we're going to put those into the oven for 3 hours. And by the power of being at a restaurant, instead of waiting 3 hours, I'm just taking one out of the fridge and showing you that this is kind of what you're looking for. You can see how it's cooked up here. It's pulled away from the bone. I'm going to flip it over and you can pay attention to how it looks. But the important part is, if you're gonna continue to eat them right away after you pull them out of the oven, you might want to pull them out a little sooner than later, because if you go for the full 3 hours and you don't pick them and you're not careful with them, they'll just start to fall apart. When they sit in the fridge overnight, then they don't toughen back up, but I can pick it up without it breaking because it's not hot. And they get a little bit of their strength back from cooling off. I would cook them for about 2.5 hours, 350 degrees. If I plan on eating them right away, I would cook them for an extra half hour if I'm cooking them ahead. And then when you go to reheat them, put them in the oven for about 10-15 minutes, then put the barbecue sauce on, and then flash it at a much higher heat under your broiler setting to caramelize the sugars in the barbecue sauce. And I hope you enjoy.
All right, we've taken these out of the oven. They are clearly tender. Now, without having yourself the ability to smoke these, marinade and your barbecue sauce are going to be very important. But you're not going to be able to get any penetration with smoke. That smoke will pull in flavors and penetrate for them. You're not going to get that because these are just done in an oven. So that's why I like to let them sit overnight, 24 hours, 36 hours, day and a half. And marinate, braising with marinade. Then you can cook them up. Like, see, they just pull apart. And use your favorite barbecue sauce. So anyway, that's how you're going to cook ribs at home without a barbecue, a grill, pellet cooker, a slow cooker, a smoker, just a basic oven. This is what you're going to do. And you're going to get delicious ribs. The thing is these ribs are going to taste 80%. 80% all the way. You're chasing that last 15 to 20% of the ribness by making a huge investment in things like a Traeger or a smoker. And don't get me wrong, if that's what you want to do, go for it. I got a fancy grill at home too. But you want to just do them in the oven. Don't feel like ribs are out of your reach. When you see them on sale, grab them. Sometimes I'll buy a case from the restaurant, bring them home, and I'll cook all, and then I will vacuum seal them. I'll throw most of them in the freezer, and then I got ribs whenever I want. I can drop off a hat. So, anyways, I feel like I'm just rambling on because there's not much more to say on these. Have yourself a great week, and I'll see you again, either here or in my kitchen at home. I've been Chef James, and thanks for watching.